Hey everybody, it's Kelly Williams with the Kelly Williams Show and your home TV. And it's time for the Kelly Williams Show. Yay!
Yay!
All right, I am so excited because today I've got live Vicki Cruz EV, the founder and president of Mission One USA Hero Student Program. We are going to be talking with her about the amazing things they are doing and how they're changing the world one person at a time. I cannot wait. So stay tuned, grab your coffee, grab your mimosa. We're going to be right back after this commercial break. Hey everybody, it's time to tune in and turn on your happy. You're watching The Kelly Williams Show. Don't forget you can watch it anytime on the best network ever, your home TV. And you can also stream it live on Roku. So get ready, because it's time for the Kelly Williams Show. All right, we're back. Yay! I'm excited. Okay, so hey, Vicki, how are you?
I am great. After being in the show here with you, I love the clap. I mean, that is like so me. I mean, I just love somebody who has that same radiant energy. So thank you so much, especially on a Wednesday, Kelly.
That's right, exactly. I'm so excited to meet you today. And there were a lot of people very excited that I was going to be interviewing you. So I'm so happy. So first of all, where are you from?
I'm from Houston, born and raised.
All right. Yeah. Local girl.
Local girl, Southeast Houston, inside the loop. So yeah, I'm just a Houston girl.
I love that.
Pasadena, I've lived in Katy, kind of just.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, so guys, if you want to say hi to Vicki, if you want to make a comment on the show or ask a question, do it right here. And we'll get your questions answered and say hey to you. So, okay, Vicki, so what were you doing before you started this program?
Okay, so before the program, Kelly, I was working in the oil and gas industry. Actually, I had worked in corporate America for at least 20 years.
Wow. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. So if people do not know, what is Mission One USA Hero Student Program?
Okay, so Mission One USA is the actual nonprofit.
Okay,
that is who we are. That is the umbrella of with the mission to bringing in unity in our community. And back 20 years ago, 25 years ago, working in hospitals, working in different missions around the city, senior homes with the homeless, working with different areas in need, whether it's veterans. And I saw the one thing in common. Many people, Kelly, it was divided. No empowerment. There wasn't too much empowerment. There are people who actually work together as a community, but I didn't see it. I'm like, how would we ever come together? And so Mission One USA thrives. That's the component of bringing unity in the community. That's our mission.
I love that. I love that a lot. Okay, so how long have you had this? Because you are the founder of this.
Correct.
So how long has it been around?
So we started off as Mission One International. Okay. Wow. And so I got the name because, like I mentioned to you, I was always in ministry, prayed about like what would be the name and how do we captivate, capture everyone. So in 2016-17, we started Mission One International. But last year, I was working. I was like, okay, I've got this idea to end homelessness. Still have it. But in 2023, last year, I felt the Lord telling me while working in corporate, saying, Vicki, do you want to make money or make the leaders?
Oh, and I love that.
Last year, I met my business partner, kind of reconnected with him. And I said, look, we've got to do something. And And so we called it Mission One USA to take care of our, country here, to bring in solutions. And then through those solutions is where Hero Program came in.
Yeah. I
So
love that.
so
And
Mission One USA, Kelly, was just renamed last year.
yeah, I love that. I love the name. I love everything about it. And good morning to Nancy Stroot, who said, "Good morning, beautiful ladies."
Hey, good
Thank
morning,
you,
Nancy.
And yeah, she likes the Mission One thing like I do. That's right. It's awesome. Okay, so when did you, so you started your, and I love how you said a prayer and God said, "Do you want to make money or do you want to make a difference?"
Yeah.
And that's a very big deal.
Oh, yeah. And then I even went further. I'm like, well, where do I start? I have a passion for just everything. And he's like, you start with one thing.
I love it. That's
He
right.
goes, the children. The children. He's
I
like,
love it.
Vicki, go with the children and you teach them how to be a hero, how to find the hero within them. And Hero started back during COVID, Kelly, in the school system. So in 2018, after Harvey, I prayed, left the corporate America, and I said, where do you want me? And he then opened the doors into the school system for 3 years during the COVID, the most hardest years ever.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah. And so I was, the kids were distraught. The kids were confused, grieving, and really truly didn't know how to channel that. So in my position with, I said, okay, Vic, you can't bring the parents in. You can't bring volunteers in. You can't bring programs in or partners. You can't do anything.
Yeah.
It's you and these little bitty babies.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
I
So
love
we
it.
started the Hero Program. I started it. I was like, okay, let's get these kids motivated. Let's get these kids to shift their minds into who they are and how they need to be their own hero within themselves and at home and in the schools. And then we created our community right there in the school. It was beautiful.
I love that. And Vicki, what's so great about you and what a blessing that you actually started it during those COVID years, because it was something that no one had ever dealt with, but these children mainly were the ones struggling so desperately. And you were this light in a darkness that so many people were facing. And you actually helped to bring them happiness and some joy and some guidance and hope that they probably really weren't feeling, at that time.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Every month, Kelly, we would focus on one initiative. Every month, we were like, okay, we're going to be helpful. Remind yourself to be helpful.
Yeah.
And the following month is encouraging. I had one story, Kelly, that when I was in the school, I walked into a room and it was full of babies and, about 30 kids. And I said, okay, who needs encouraging today? Of course, we're wearing a mask. You can't really see underneath the mask as to what the children are, kind of maybe feeling or just anything. It was like, who needs encouraging? And like 75% of the children raised their hand, their little arm, and they said, I do, Ms. Cruz. They talked about how they lost a grandma, grandpa. I mean, they had, someone was in the hospital, parents were divorcing, daddy lost their job. I mean, the burdens that came from the little ones.
Yeah.
And he said, we've got to do something, because not only was the burden with the little ones, it was with the teachers. Yeah. And how do we fill those gaps? How do we just continue to maintain and push through? And so that's how I was like, you know what, we've got to create something. And so I was like, let's put these kids to work. And it's so much to it. I'm writing a book. Actually not a book, a dissertation on it right now. I was like, but it was just that's how the program actually started.
This is amazing. This is so exciting to get to visit with you today. Guys, if you're just tuning in, I'm visiting with Vicki Cruz EV, the founder and president of Mission One USA and the Hero Student Program. And we are going to be finding out more about this amazing adventure she's on.
I
To
know,
help
it's an
so many-
adventure. It's awesome. An awesome adventure. I mean, apartments, the juvenile system, after school programs, schools. I mean, it is going everywhere.
I'm so
And there's
excited.
so much more exciting stuff. I've got to catch up with you in another month to tell you what's really happening. But go ahead.
I can't wait. Well, we're going to be back with more right after this break from our sponsor.
Unwind by the water at South Shore Harbor Resort, the premier waterfront getaway located just south of Houston. We are the ultimate getaway with a range of activities for all ages. Soak up the sun by our refreshing pool or spend a day on the water. Pamper yourself at the relaxing spa and savor delicious cuisine at our on-site restaurants. Book your stay now and enjoy a rejuvenating vacation experience. South Shore Harbor Resort and Conference Center. It's time to enjoy.
All right, we're back with the gorgeous Vicki, and she's telling us all about this amazing foundation she has started, Mission One USA and the Heroes Student Program. Okay, Vicki, so I want to ask you this.
Mhm.
So we were just talking about, you had gotten it started during COVID, and you were talking to children. What are the ages that you're able to help with this program?
So basically, we have written it out. We have not yet taught infant stage yet.
Yeah.
It is definitely doable with parents as long as we're collaborating with parents. But
Yeah.
right now, we have taught it from pre-K all the way up to, parents, grandparents.
I love that.
Yes. We went into a shelter. I'm sure you're very familiar with the Bridge Over Troubled Waters.
Yes.
And
Wonderful.
yes, we taught the program in 4 weeks. One of the mothers said, Vicki, we don't know. Talked to Victor and I and said, Victor's my business partner and the vice president. He said that she was like, we don't know what you gave my children. I don't know what you gave my children, but they're coming home. And this isn't just the only report that we've gotten back.
Yeah.
Was my kids are like literally coming home, doing their homework, waking up, just getting ready, and they're so motivated. And that's exactly what the Hero Program does. It's like we just reintroduce or introduce in some cases to these children how to stay on task, how to be a help, how to take initiative, and to really make things and to let them know that they're needed and that there's a hero. So basically, so we can teach anywhere from pre-K on up.
I love that. I love that.
Everyone's a hero, Kelly.
That's right. That's right. God made everybody special, and that's exactly right.
Yeah. And sometimes we just got to focus, to refocus, to find that hero within, to know that, you know what, hey, let's just channel the competencies that we have within and to put it forth out there, because not only can our stories and our own journey impact and change our lives, but we can just go out into the community and the world, like you said, and change.
Absolutely. So Vicki, take us through, like you just said, you did a 4-week program. What is entailed in something like that? Is it once a week? Is it every day? How do you organize these?
So Kelly, it could happen we've done it in 4 hours. Yeah. 4 hours. Like,
Wow.
Let's get in, let's get out. And that is putting hero in action.
Yeah.
Not just in words where we're talking to the kids. Where the change happens and the transformation is when we are actually putting it into action. So we've done it in 4 hours. We've done it in 4 weeks. We've done it in 4 months. Right?
Amazing.
So
it's whatever works.
Whatever works. It just
Love
depends
that.
on who we're serving. But there's just so much more exciting stuff that's happening that I'm like, oh my goodness. But it'll come later. But the 4, like I said, 4 hours, 4 weeks, 4 months.
Yeah, I love that. So how do you decide, or who is able to get into this program? How do you know who gets to be in it? How
Yeah.
do you
So
decide that?
what happens is we've of course have been into schools, into a charter school, high
Mhm.
school, elementary. Um, so it's just we're walking this out to say, and then we have people who are calling, and so we are literally just working it out to saying, okay, first we are looking for our volunteers to come in to say, I want to teach this, because the more facilitators we have, the more children we can reach. So if you're watching this, that's something we need,
Yeah.
because right now we are looking at getting back into another to a shelter. We do have a meeting here later today. We've had somebody reach out from a refugee camp,
Oh my
because we
goodness.
believe that that every can you grab that? Sorry, we just had a call come in. We believe that we need every child to hear this. So we can take it into any religious affiliation. We can take it into apartments. We find great success in an apartment complex,
Yeah.
but we also find success in a school, because
Yeah.
these schools, I mean, they are literally have it impacts their mind shift.
Yeah, absolutely. Which, you know, um, what we're so finding even more in these days is that a positive attitude and believing in yourself and knowing that you're worth something and you can help and you can do and you can make a difference. These things are extremely important that
Yes.
not enough children are learning,
No,
even a
Kelly.
lot
I
of
mean, so
adults.
many kids are, I mean, with the different dynamics of being raised by a single parent, we have children that are being raised by grandparents. The foster kid numbers have increased.
Yeah.
Of course, we have little ones who have come that are newcomers that I saw that in the schools. I'm like, okay, what are the solutions?
Yeah.
Right now we can't afford, it's not, ever again to put our children and the lives of children into the hands of the politicians or who's doing what. It's the community, it's that village that needs to come together to make that change for our children.
Yeah.
And so so that's just what we believe in, our children that are single parents who need help, the grandparents. But not only just that, I mean, children spend so much time right here.
Oh yeah. It's
The
it's destroying social skills, confidence, anything and everything. It's awful.
relationships, empathy, it's destroying, that their own identity.
Yeah.
And so what we do is like, hey, how can we shift this into a positive
Yeah.
instead of just an or opportunity for our children?
Yeah.
So, and then not only that, giving our parents the tools they need, not just to becoming a parent, but for their own lives, for
Yeah.
their own
Absolutely.
personal life. Because sometimes parents are just distracted. Single parents are just distracted. I
I
mean,
agree.
yeah, so we have to align these parents and saying, um, I too need that accountability. I've been a single mom. I know what it feels like,
Yeah.
and so, yeah, we give them
Absolutely.
the vision, we empower them, and just to see the change in the lives. I mean, we had a movie night this past Friday at one of the apartments that we're teaching,
Oh, I love that.
and these kids were heroes.
Yeah.
I mean, I can share so much, but I'm not, because I want you to ask me more questions.
I love it. Well, really quickly, what's amazing about this makes me think of when we're on an airplane and they say if something happens, you put your oxygen mask on first and
Yes,
then you're able to help others. Because you can't take care of anybody else unless you're taking care of yourself.
absolutely. And Kelly, the resources are out there for families, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if they don't truly understand what it is that they need to be doing, I mean, many people are in survival mode
Yeah.
where it's like it's about today. Well, it's
Yeah.
about today and tomorrow, and time is of the essence, to have a vision. You know what the word says. we suffer and we perish because of lack of vision and lack of education.
Yeah.
So what we
GPS signal lost.
Uh-oh. Right here, let me turn this off. So when we come together as a community, as to empower these families, and these families have that vision, it's where change and transformation can be made. Not just that, but the cycle can be broken.
Absolutely. And that's what's so important. So important. Okay, guys, we have been visiting with Vicki Cruz EV with Mission One USA Hero Student Program. She is the founder and president. This is so interesting and inspiring. And we are going to be back with more right after this commercial break.
Serendipity Yacht Cruises and Events wants you to come party with us. We're bringing the fun to the Houston Bay Area. Stay tuned for all of our incredible events throughout the year, featuring amazing food and drinks, live entertainment, special guests, and so much more. Fun, new, different. Serendipity Yacht Cruises and Events is where you want to be. So come party with us. It's more than a yacht. It's serendipity.
All right, we're back. Yay. All right, we are with the beautiful and amazing Vicki Cruz EV with Mission One USA and Hero Student Program.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to think about how to describe it. This is amazing. And if you're watching this, please share this with people you need to hear about this. This is really amazing. Okay, so yes, people are clapping and saying hello, and yes, it's just wonderful. And Nancy said, yes, one thing, stay focused, Vicki, like God told you to do. I love that, because that really is a huge key when we're working on something like this.
Right.
So we're staying focused on what the goal is.
That's right.
What is the goal? What is the final goal? And what are we supposed to be doing along that way to reach it? Vicki, I want to ask you, do you reach out to these apartment complexes or schools or things, or do people contact Mission One?
Both.
Okay.
Both.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah,
And we'll
it's
talk about
both.
how people can reach out, but how does that work? What is the time frame if somebody wants to have your program?
Well, it just depends. I mean, we would have to work it out to see what the schedule's like. Like I said, I mean, some Saturdays we can do a Saturday for 4 hours. And so for an apartment complex, it's just a matter of having those relationships, because people ask, they said, Vic, well, how do you actually maintain the relationship? I said, well, I mean, right here, you maintain by a phone call, you maintain. And not just that, I mean, the apartment complex that I'm working with is empowering them. I have connections, and they're in Pasadena, knowing the food resources. I've been in the ministry for a long time, knowing, placing people into shelters and making those connections with food pantries and what have you. So now what we do is say, okay, apartment complex, here are some resources.
Yeah.
Here are, how do you make these managers? I mean, these are the stakeholders, the management, they're in the apartment. Yes. And so what we tend to do is just create that community. So if we can do it within 4 hours, we will do it in 4 hours. But if people call us and they say, hey, we want to do it in 4 weeks, we would just have to work that out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Because right now we will be teaching volunteers, have a facilitating class to where those volunteers, committed volunteers, can come in to say, hey, we are here. We know there's a need. We know we need to make a change, and we want to make this happen. Yeah. And so we are just ready to work with you, partner with you, and ask to please, reach out to us.
I love that. And okay, so is there a limit on how many places or people you can help at one time, or it's just a matter of scheduling?
Okay.
Oh, that's great.
And we can also do virtual. We prefer,
I love that.
We'd prefer, Kelly, to do it in person because it's more personable. I mean, at the
Absolutely.
end game, I mean, at the end of the meetings, I mean, I can guarantee you, children are literally embracing, hugging one
Amazing.
another. And so when you get that touch and you get that love, I mean, there's no better way. So we prefer to do it in person, and also have volunteers come and watch in person to see how it's executed, to see how it's facilitated. We plan on doing another one at a couple of more complex. I'll put that information out on the Mission One USA Facebook page. I mean, we are on Instagram and everywhere else, but I spend a lot of time more on Facebook. I know, call me old school. I'm like, I wish I can do TikTok, but it's like, you know, or it'll be out on Mission One USA to say, this is where we're going to be. Come out, be a volunteer, and learn how to execute this program and these values back into the homes, back into the schools, back into the community, but most importantly, into the lives of the little ones.
Absolutely. Vicki, can you give us a little bit of an idea of just a couple of short bullet points or of the things that you focus on in these programs?
Yes. So what we do in the program in itself, so just so you know, viewers, listeners, in the program in itself, we have activities. We do our talks, our walks. I mean, we have the kids, sometimes they may be required to do a drama skit, but it's so much fun to watch them. They do skits. I mean, there's, you know, depending on what we're doing and what area of focus we're in, I mean, it determines, and depending on the audience who we're serving, what's happening with the kids. I mean, one time we walked into one room and I was like, what is going on here? And the kids are just like, you know, very dry. But when we start putting Hero into action, you can start feeling the kids warm up and the community coming into place. I'm like, here it comes, here they come. And, but, you know, we take it, you know, we have different activities. So it just depends on what's happening.
Yeah.
Same mission. It's just, we have to pay attention to the audience.
I love that.
Where they're falling asleep. It's already, we just had lunch, Miss Cruz, and we're kind of a little tired. We're on task, and I'm trying to stay on task. And I'm like, wake up and let's start to act. Let's start to somebody. I need a comedian up here. So we just have different activities to just make sure that these kids are absorbing.
Yeah, I love that.
I had one student on that Friday that when we were at movie night, she's a hero, and she said, Miss Cruz, I got a friend right here, and I want her to be a hero, but she's shy. I'm like, well, what did you tell her? She's like, there's no shyness in being a hero. Anyway, and this is a girl that was like literally the shyest. Kelly, she was the most shyest person.
What? Oh,
you got it. One day I'm going to put a whole story, just a whole story clip on her.
Yeah.
But, you know, she lost her mom 2 years ago. Her daddy left, abandoned. She just lost a brother within 2 months or so, 3 months from her being in the hero class.
Oh my goodness.
When we were done, she said, Miss Cruz, I have hope. Because she's like, I was, you know, she was grieving. They were hurting. Her and her 4 little brothers, siblings were hurting.
Oh my goodness.
Like they're being raised by grandma right now. Yeah. And she's like, I needed a plan for my life. I needed to do something. My brother was a little bit of the breadwinner. Yeah. And now she's trying to become the breadwinner. She's like a senior in high school. She's like, Miss Cruz, I just needed this.
Yeah.
And so when I saw her Friday again, she's recruiting little heroes, and she's
incredible.
Yes. And she's like, Miss Cruz, we got to make heroes because everybody needs to hear that there is hope. It gave her so much hope. So now these little babies are just like, so we're going back in there to go hero again.
Yeah. Amazing.
But we need our volunteers. We need more boots on the ground to get out there.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And my friend Shelly Garino, so sad, so beautiful. She is a hero. Exactly. And Vicki, you know what I love almost more than anything is that you're actually allowing these children to say, I'm awesome. I am, and I can help other people, because I didn't have that before. I didn't have hope before, but I do now. And I know that it's possible for everybody.
Yes. And we teach the children how to do that for each other and how to respect differences. Like, we're different. I had one time, Kelly, where these little babies, they were in a room. They went to school together. They never communicated the whole year. They didn't know each other. But when we sat in there and we talked about the issues that we all were dealing with, I even threw my concern out that I was having. And so did another facilitator that said, this is my concern. I said, what would you tell me? So we kind of just do little group dynamic sessions. But when they got to hear exactly what they were going through, they said, Ms. Cruz, we didn't even know that this person was going through this.
Yeah.
You know, and most of these students don't. You know, they don't understand that that person that's being picked on is going through something. You know, just because they may look different, they're going through something. So it's so sweet to see these children engage and create that community, that empowerment. That's where empowerment happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can't be all places, Kelly. You know, you and I are leaders. We just can't. But if we teach our little babies how to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know what we did? We took them into a nursing home. Yeah. Our little babies. And they got to hug these little seniors. And they were like, Miss Cruz, I had to cry. Yeah. You know, I didn't get a chance to hug my grandma who died during COVID, or I didn't get a chance to hug. And these seniors needed that hug.
Yeah.
So there's so many stories that I can share. And, you know, I mean, viewers, listeners, if you're watching this, check out the videos that we have where you can see these little kids embracing. It's powerful to see how seniors want to pour back in to the lives of these little ones. And we just allow that opportunity because it grows that it allows the children to just seek in and to pull out empathy. This is where unity happens. This is how community happens. But there's so many projects that these children have done. They're working on one right now for homeless.
Yeah.
They're going to put together love bags for the homeless. So we do need, our children do need sponsorships for these little lunch bags and the little, they want to give out waters and toiletries.
Yeah.
They're being heroes in action.
I love it. I love that.
Kenny,
and you know,
it's amazing.
It is amazing. And you know, you are an important part of bringing back something extremely important into people's lives. And it's over the past, I want to say 10 years that I know of. Communication, that personal touch, the you know, hugging, the communicating in person, knowing that as humans, the way God made us, we have to have that.
Yeah.
And without that, people feel hopeless.
That's right.
And they get sad and they get depressed and they're, you know, they start thinking they're not worth anything. You are bringing it back in a big way because you're starting with the little ones.
That's
especially, right. Which is where it needs to start. You know, we don't want just teenagers, you know, teaching teenagers, okay, y'all, you know, you gotta, this is how it is. And this is what we need to teach you. It is important to grab teenagers. However, it's so important for us to focus on those little ones that are going to be the game changers.
Oh yeah. But you know
everyone's lives.
Absolutely. And Kelly, our teenagers that we've taught, there was one who would always say, Miss Cruz, I have so much anxiety. I said, stop saying that.
Bless her.
We're going to deal with that. We're going to deal with that. I saw him this weekend. I said, you know, on Friday, he was there. He's one of my favorite volunteers. He said to me, he's like, what anxiety? You know, what anxiety? And then he said, he looked at me, he said, Miss Cruz, do you really believe we can change our city and we can change the world? I said, what do you think? He goes, yes, we can do it. And so to see that, I'm like, yes, absolutely. You can do it. I said, it's not going to be me. It's going to be you. And so he's like, let's do it, Miss Cruz. And so that in itself is like, let's empower our children. I love it. I love it.
Absolutely.
You know, Yeah, so there's so much happening right now. I mean, as I mentioned, I really appreciate you bringing me on, because our time we do have the Hero TV network,
Yeah,
or Hero
I
Network.
love that.
And so it brings the same thing like you. I mean, I love that you're everywhere. I see you at restaurants. I see you just everywhere, and I love it. I mean, and
Thank
what
you.
yeah, and what we do too, it's like we're bringing in these stories of children. We're bringing in these stories of the resources and partners that are making a difference as well, because we need each other.
Absolutely.
Yesterday, this month, Kelly, is National Suicide Prevention Month.
Yes.
And so we had on our show the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, who gave out resources to our families for those who may be struggling or may have lost someone due to suicide.
Yeah.
She informed us that suicide is the second leading death in our country.
That's it's horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah. So what we do is basically we have to continue to bring the unity by bringing in resources and communities and experts. I'm not an expert on these issues, right? I'm learning just as much as you are, but it takes people like us to bring that communication in to say, hey guys, suicide is happening. It's real and it's going on with our babies.
Exactly.
What she said to me, Kelly, is that the ages between 10 and 34, those are that's the gap right there.
Yeah.
10 to 34.
Yeah. People would be shocked to know that starts as young as that. They would be devastated and shocked.
Yes. That day that I told you, Kelly, when I walked in to that classroom during COVID.
Yeah.
And the babies, I said, who needs encouragement? And the little baby, all 75%. And the one little boy, 9 years old, said, Miss Cruz, I don't want to live anymore.
Oh my goodness.
That every day.
Yeah.
And I don't want to cry.
I'm trying not to.
No, I'm serious, because that's such a story.
It's awful.
No, he said, I don't want to live anymore. I don't want to live anymore. I don't want to, and so I had to get the counselors, get the expert in there. And I'm like, okay,
yeah,
get in here. And so, it's like, it's real. We got to be a village. We've got single mothers that are raising kids, single fathers, grandparents. It's like, y'all, we've got to be that village for one another, because it's real. I mean, there's no reason for our children to feel this way.
No.
We've got to empower families, get into the schools, get into the apartments, and bring on the education, bring on the hope, bring on the community. So yes, Marianne, it takes a village for that one child.
Exactly. And Nora feels the same way. And Marianne, we need to fill the gap. Yes, we do. It's so true. It's so true. And I think, what breaks my heart, Vicki, is that child's parents may not even know.
No, they may not even know. You don't even know. I mean, we've got to be those encouragers, but most importantly, it's be that encourager for yourself. We teach our little ones about the inner critic, about how the inner critic, and you guys don't, the stress they carry during the STAR testing, the stress they carry during at home. So many kids go, they're hungry, that distracts them. So we talk about like, hey, how to encourage themselves.
Yep.
Many people, even as adults, we've got to encourage ourselves. I had one little boy at an after-school program. I asked him, how do you encourage yourself?
Yeah.
One little boy raised his hand. He said, Miss Cruz, I encourage myself and I tell myself I can do it. And he said that inner critic talked to me and told me that I couldn't pass this STAR test when I was testing. And I told it back, just shut up. I can do this. And I'm like, that's my boy, And then he goes, I tell myself, I had another student say, I tell myself positive things every day because Miss Cruz, if I can't be positive, I can't teach other kids how to be positive. That's what I'm talking about.
I
These are the
love it.
things that we've got to do. Now imagine
Yeah.
if we get into that daycare and there's 20, get into a school where there's 200. We've just been asked to go into a school to deal with 900 of their behavioral students. And I'm like, okay, let's come up with strategy. And I'm like, because we can do this. Those kids will turn around and those kids will go out and go reach 9,000.
Exactly. It's like the old commercial.
This is where we clap.
You tell one friend, they tell friends, and they tell friends. It's a contagious behavior of geometric progression. My husband just yelled out. Yes, exactly. And it's so important because that's how great things happen.
Yes.
Just like that.
Yeah. This is a 600 unit apartment. And I'm like, okay.
Amazing.
We started off with 13 and just Friday we had 300.
What? I'm so happy.
Yes. Yeah. So it's like, okay, let's get those 300. I mean, because it's a 600 unit apartment. So you've got to think there's at least 2,000 people minimum in those apartments.
Oh, yes. Exactly.
Yeah. We may not reach all of them, but if we reached half of them, I'll sleep good.
Absolutely.
It's like our job is done. But it takes the village, and it takes our communities need love, our communities need hope, our communities need to know that there is a purpose for each of us.
Absolutely. And what I love about that little boy who said, my inner critic said, you can do it. And I said, yes, I can. So many of these children do not get anything positive at home. They don't get hugs, that their parents are tired or they're with one parent and nobody has time. And there's nothing really positive happening or getting put into their little minds and souls and things like that. And it's heartbreaking. That's the reality. And your program is making a huge life-changing difference for these children, parents, communities, everybody. Absolutely. I love this.
Yes. And not only that, you said some of the activities we've taken babies. I call them babies. Everybody.
I know. I love that.
We've taken our heroes to Astros. So thank you to shout out to Astros, to the Dynamos, to Dash. We've taken them to the Children's Museum. We've just been offered Houston Zoo tickets. So I've got to hurry up and plan something because I love the zoo. Take them to the zoo. Take me to the zoo.
Yeah.
We've taken them, like I said, to go do a community service with the veterans to work with the seniors, right? Now they're doing projects for our unhoused and going into shelters. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, you've got to check it out. I wish that one day you can join us too, to just say, hey.
I would love to. I'd be honored. I'd be so honored. I'm serious. I would love it.
I would love for you to just come talk to them, tell them your story, encourage them, because you're such an encourager. Right?
Oh, thank you.
Yes, you are such an encourager. And I think that, you can also give them a few words on how you stay on task, how you respect others.
Oh, well, that'd be a huge honor for me, of course.
I would love it.
I'd love it. I would love it, Vicki. Yes, please. Let's play in that. I'd love it. Okay, so really quickly, Nora just posted something I want us to read. Single parents need help to reiterate things to children. Sometimes it helps when they hear it from others as well. Exactly. And that's what Vicki's program is doing. You are so correct. Okay, Vicki, what are the last 3 projects that you completed that y'all had worked on?
So as I mentioned, we did the movie night where we brought in resources and partners. I mean, we made it
I love that.
fun. It was, we had food and popcorn, pickles. I'm like, man, I eat more than what, have more popcorn than what I do at a movie theater, but these kids had it all. I'm like, so, we have our local partners, councilmen, people that come in. It's not like I tell them, I said, this is not about a political thing.
Yeah, no.
We don't bring them in for that.
Yeah.
But we do bring in people just to watch, observe, encourage these little ones. So I would say that this apartment complex that we're working with has been just a blessing to watch how they flourished,
Amazing.
Amazing. Yes, it is. The second one that we've just done, gosh, let's see here. I would say that it was actually in that apartment complex where we grabbed the babies and the heroes, stop calling them babies, grabbed our heroes, and we went to clean up, delivered nothing but bundt cakes. We made little cards and went into the community to go work with, just the residents there. And we had police officers come in to talk to our babies. I would say that. Another one would be where we went into my high school. I'm an alumni of Milby High School.
I love it.
Yes, we went there and we went to go talk to the Peace Corps, the JROTC. That was amazing because Kelly, I thought growing up that my future was, I didn't know what to think. I didn't think that when I was a little girl, my confidence was just low. I didn't think that I would ever go to school. Continue my education.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I think maybe I can become a cashier somewhere.
Yeah.
But my dreams were always so big. My business partner said to me, he goes, Vic, what did you want to be? I said, oh my gosh, Vic. I said, his name is Victor. I said, Victor, I wanted to be an OBGYN. I wanted to deliver babies. I wanted to be an anchor woman or a news reporter.
I love that.
A TV host. I wanted to be like Oprah. I would see Oprah like religiously. I was like, I just want to be like, I said Oprah, but it's going to be a little bit different. I wanted to be a police officer.
Oh,
a fireman, because I wanted to protect and save people.
Love that.
I wanted to be a teacher.
I love that.
So, can you imagine
You're all of that.
I'm all of it. But, at Milby, I was a teenage pregnant mom.
Wow.
17 years old.
Amazing.
And my principal there looked at me and said, do you want to be another Mexican on welfare? That's what he told me.
Yeah.
It wasn't me. People said, how could he said that? Are you serious? I'm like, let me tell you something. Those were the words I needed. I needed to hear that. Like, do you want to be another Mexican on welfare? I was like, oh, heck, if I'm going to be a cashier or be a blue collar worker. I said, oh, no. I said, watch me, Mr. Morgan. I'm coming back.
Yeah. Good for you.
Yes.
Mr. Morgan.
I was like, thank you, Mr. Morgan.
That's
because
right.
I said, Mr. Morgan, you watch me and watch me good, because I'm going to come back to this school. And behold, I've been back before then. Oh. But to go back and to talk to over 150 students and know that I'm going back for those 900.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you are. That's awesome. That is.
Those are the 900 I'm going back after.
That's so exciting. Okay, so Vicki, this is my mom, actually. What a great organization. So many children need this kind of help. Thank you. Mom, how awesome is she? Yeah. I love that. I'm so glad my mom got to watch.
Thank you so
today.
much, Mom.
So
I know we got to be in the same blood, because this is me too. I'm always happy, but I always do this. Look, I get excited, Kelly, and this is like my trademark right here. I
love it. I love that. Okay, so Vicki, you mentioned media projects and things that you're doing. Give us just a little example of those again, so people can watch and do and check out what y'all are doing.
So we have our Mission One USA podcast. We're in 11 streams
I love
Yeah,
that.
so it's Mission One. You can see it here, news,
Yes.
podcast, and
So
what that
cool.
is about solutions.
Mm.
Okay, we want to talk about solutions. We want to create awareness. How do we do that? We believe through the Hero program, just like this is a solution for suicide.
Yeah.
If we teach our kids how to encourage themselves,
Yeah.
they won't harm themselves.
Yeah.
They'll know how to ask for help. They know how to
Absolutely.
go help others and be mindful, right?
Yeah.
And so we are about solutions, about like not just handouts are great, but how are we going to take this a step further?
Exactly.
Because we have to end cycles.
No. You are exactly right. And I think, the difference between this and the hotlines and things, I'm going to tell you, those are priceless, and those are what those people give and can do. However, I think one thing that we don't ever teach is, how do you see if a friend is going through this, or know if you are going through this, or how to help somebody, or say, I need help. I just need help. And to voice it, and to voice it for somebody else, be somebody else's voice as well if they need it.
Yes.
This is doing that.
It's solutions in action. So we bring solutions, talk about solutions. If there's an issue, let's talk about it. And this is for everyone. This is not, Mission One USA is not any sort of, we're not into the political, Republican, Democrats. No.
Yeah.
We, the community, it's what's going to change our country.
Absolutely.
We have the power to do it. It's like we cannot rely on anyone, but we have to respect the fact that we are a diverse nation. We are full of just rich cultures, ethnicities. We're different.
Yes.
But why not educate on differences and just respect one another and come together? Because if we want to love one another, we also have to learn to respect that it's okay to be different. It's okay. We have different people. But if we love one another and encourage one another, Houston, we've proven ourselves over and over during Harvey.
Amazing.
During
Absolutely.
Harvey, during, so many catastrophic situations that happen, we pull together. We are Houston strong. And so we have our Hero live streaming, and that's where Victor's at right now. Our show starts at 10. And guess what we're going to do? Talk about National Night Out.
I love that. We love National Night Out.
Yes, National Night Out.
So fun.
October 1st. So National Night Out. So we're going to be in several different areas, North Houston and in Pasadena. So if if you've got your community, plug in listeners to where your National Night Out. I know there's one in Meadow Creek. I mean, they're just all over.
They are. It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
It is.
I love it.
Yes. So we do have the live streaming that's happening. We're in YouTube, and it's also in our social media sites. We are also doing right now organizing. We just completed our first 3 episodes of our Hero Network TV.
Oh, I'm so excited. So excited.
Yep.
I can't wait to watch
So
everything.
we expect doors to open up.
Yeah.
To create the awareness, to bring in partners who also have solutions. Because again, this isn't it's not about, we can't do it. Mission One is about all of us.
Yeah. I love it.
I
love that. I love it.
We are the village, and it's about teaching our next generation, our heroes, to change our nation.
Yeah. I love it. And change the world.
That's it.
Because that's what you're doing. I love it.
Absolutely.
Vicki, I want to ask you really quickly, what do you think, and this could probably be a very long list, I'm sure, but what do you think your favorite part has been about starting the Mission One project?
The favorite part is watching the hunger of the children, watching the babies, watching the children like thirst for it. Yeah. Watching children transform. It's what wakes me up and motivates me to say, who's the one? Yeah. Watching how the supporters that we have, Kelly, such as yourself, and of course, Michelle and everyone, the American Cradle facial
Oh, yes. Love them.
ACA association,
Yes.
such as them or anyone else that's out there, working in Deer Park, LaPorte. I've met so many amazing people there, the chambers, just everyone, just watching how everyone is slowly just gravitating and just seeing. This is my favorite part. I'm like, we are coming in. We are
Yeah.
it's happening.
I
It's
love
happening.
it.
Yes. My favorite part is learning and saying, okay, for every trouble, for every problem, there's a solution. The motto that says, Houston, we have a problem.
Yeah.
Ours is Houston, we have a solution.
I love that.
Yeah. And so sometimes it's like, what is the solution? What is the solution? We're like, we have it. We've got it.
That's right.
And so everyone that's watching, you are part of the solution. You are part of that solution.
I love that. Okay, so Vicki, how can people contact you, follow you, volunteer, support, or donate?
Oh, yes, absolutely. So go to our webpage, mission1usa.com.
Okay.
We are in almost every platform. We also were on Give Butter. We do have a campaign. We here and there create little fundraisers. I have teams that are organizing. So we do have something this weekend. The 27th is Painting with the Twist there in Fairmont, Pasadena. So please join us. If you can't, give towards Zelle, Venmo. We have different ways. But visit us on our webpage because that's where everything is at. We're on almost every platform that I would think. Gosh,
that's great.
Yeah. And so info@mission1usa.com is our email.
Okay. Okay, great. How do you, where do you get your funding? Just really quickly to let people know. Is it just by donations?
It's through in-kind donations. Kelly, I made mention that I was last year spearheading a business. I got into construction, of course, working corporate America. I've always dabbled in staying in education and what have you. But last year I had was working my way into 7 digits. And that's when I felt God tell me, do you want to make the money or do you want to make the leaders?
Yeah.
Funding has come in through a handful of people that come in through whether it's a little small fundraiser.
Yeah.
It comes in through, we've had small donations, but it's basically the in-kind donations, the generosities. So yes, we have had our in-kind donations come in.
I love that. I love that. So everybody go to mission1usa.com and find out how to donate, volunteer, speak, help, book you. I mean, whatever it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Book is up. And then also, we want to hear you come out and join our events. I mean, if you're watching this, come share a story. You call me up and you say, Vic, I want to share a story. Again, I want to be a facilitator and I want to be a part of this event. We're here. I mean,
I love that.
Yeah, it takes that village. Be a village.
Yeah, absolutely. Be a big village.
Yeah, everywhere.
Vicki, thank you so much. We have been trying to do this for a long time. Mm-hmm. I'm so excited to finally meet you and see your gorgeous face and hear all about the amazing things that you're doing to change the world one child at a time. You are an inspiration. I love this organization. I'm so proud that you're doing this, and would love to come see it and speak and be a part of it and help. I would love it. I would love it.
Awesome. Well, we would love to have you, Kelly, and we thank you so much. And to the listeners, please share this, participate, encourage your child, encourage yourself. You are valuable. Yeah. You are much needed. You are light. You are love. You are salt of the earth. So please never forget who you are. And let's go out and make a difference.
Absolutely. God made everybody special for a reason. And sometimes it just takes somebody like Vicki and her organization to remind you how special you are. So this has been incredible. Thank you so much for everything you are doing. I'm so proud of you, and what an honor to have you on today and talk about this with
I
everybody.
appreciate you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. Guys, you can watch the Kelly Williams Show anytime on the Your Home TV network, and we hope you have an awesome and blessed rest of your day, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.